Yo, what's going on people, and welcome back to yet another video on the channel. Just before I get into this, I just want everyone to go over to my Instagram and follow me there and subscribe down below. So this video is going to be on how like Coop the Truth gets vintage sounds through like downsampling. So if you like the sound of this, so yeah, stick around and watch the rest of the video and I'll show you all the process and how I did this. So the first thing I did was add these keys that sound like this. Like a nice variety through the chords just to give it an extra bounce and rhythm. And all I added was on that is this drum loop and this like phaser effect. So next I added this electric ground from Addictive Keys. I added this sketch cassette. So I rendered them keys out after I put them effects on. Then I downsampled it to 5K through Edison like this. And as you can tell, it gives it like a vinyl old really good sample. And then with that I put the shimmer on just to give it like a, just to make the higher octave just a little bit more present. It just gives it a cool like texture. Then just EQ'd out some lows. I've routed that to another track just to give it an extra texture in the background of the original sample. And then used this volcano just to give it like a phased effect in the background. It was very subtle, you can hardly hear it, but it just gives it a cool old texture. Next thing I added with this organ, but I put it up an octave so it sounds like this. And then with that organ, it's like an ARPed pad phased sample. That sounds pretty cool. So with that, I half timed it and just took out some lows, and then I brought it down in the mix. So I added these Mellotron Keys that sound like this. And with that, I just put a fruity phaser on that. And then again, I downsampled that just to 8K, and then put that in the channel rack and just put a delay on it. Then I made this violin sound that sounds like this. I used that just to bounce off the Mellotron Keys. And then I downsampled that to 8K as well. Just put a reverb on it and then just spaced it out with this S1 stereo imager. Then I added these like Mellotron horns that sound like this. That has like an ARPed phase like effect. And for that I put a sketch cassette on. Then I put this plate, dark plate, just give it more space. And then I rendered that out, downsampled that to 4K, put it in another rack. And then this is how I got like an ARP phaser on that. Then another delay, shaper box, just to give it like that sidechain pulsing effect. Pan man, so it goes left to right. Then just put a vroom on it, just to give it like a presence. And then for this reverb that I had the hall on, I made this randomized automation for the reverb that just does, I just click in here and then just create sequence and press random, and that's how I did that. Then next I added this contact bass that just sounds like this. So with that bass I just placed the root notes and just like made a little bounce at the end just to give it that cool, just to build up. And then all I added was this like chorus effect. Second half of the sample I added like this guitar. So with that, just added another phaser just to give it like that drowned effect, like a chorus, delay. Then I put a cassette on it just to give it like a little bit more warmth and just like more vinyl effect. So the next thing I did was add my own vocals that sound like this. And as you can tell, there's two, so there's one that's high pitch and one more low. So I added an extra vocal at the end on top just to give it like an extra bit of flavour and just bounce off that guitar really nicely. And as you can see, I added this volume just to bring it down. So I added auto tune on that. Little auto boy just brought it quite down. Reverb. EQ as usual. Then I use this primal touch to give it a little bit more of like an old school effect, and then just another delay just to bring it a little bit more out. Then I put the normal and the deep one in the different racks, and then I put one pan to the left, one pan to the right. Then for the deep one I put another delay just to give it a little bit more presence, and then I just EQ'd out a little bit of the mud. Then I added these perk loops that are both downsampled to 1k each, just to give it a little bit more rhythm in the whole sample as a whole, just so it drives it a little bit. And then for them I just EQ'd out the lows and the highs for that, and this is the whole sample as a whole. And then for that, when I rendered it, I put it in here, just put on this vinyl effect, and then I just give the little bit on the 500, put it up a little bit, just give it a little more presence, and then just took out the mud at the bottom. So that is all for this video, people. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to give me a follow on Instagram, subscribe below, give me a like, comment what you want next. Yeah, so people, I'm out. Peace.